I've noticed a lot of talk on Twitter and social media in general about a specific topic, and that specific topic is, are the IDW characters canon? While I know this is a bit of a heated topic, I did want to put together this video to showcase my thoughts, opinions, and overall lay out how I can perceive these characters as belonging to the actual canon of the Sonic universe, and why I don't think it's such a bad idea, especially now in a day where Sonic the Hedgehog as a franchise is thriving and growing even bigger than he has in most recent years. From the comics to movies, animated shows, animated promos, collaborations, Sonic the Hedgehog is in a much bigger spot than it has been in quite a while. The most recent DC collaboration and Godzilla collaboration showcases just how much of a bigger brand Sonic is becoming and has become. Personally, I feel like now is a better time than ever to introduce these characters into the bigger, already established universe that Sonic owns. There are a ton of diverse characters from this franchise's history that may never ever see the light of day again, and I do completely feel for those who desperately want to see the return of these characters that they grew up with. It's actually quite insane to think that IDW Sonic has been around for about 8 years now, and we're finally seeing a much larger push for characters such as like Tangle and Whisper and other members such as Surge making it into the game universe. And I think we're finally starting to see a side of the Sonic universe that none of us ever thought were possible. And I also think that this also reinforces a bit more confidence into the brand as a whole as well. Seeing how people react to characters such as Tangle and Whisper being the two most recent characters to get a major position in the spotlight, it really shows that they might be gauging interest in these characters, and I'd like to think that these two characters alone have really made a major impact on the community. And if they hadn't, I don't think a major discussion point for the past couple of months were revolved around whether or not these characters are canon. We've had many different officials coming out and pretty much stating that these characters are canon. Even the actual lore manager for Sonic as a whole has confirmed that these characters are as canon as everyone else is. And I think the big takeaway from this shouldn't be disappointment, but something to really look forward to. Sonic has been needing something more added to make the game universe feel larger. While these games already have a large cast of characters to choose from, it still feels very empty in some aspects, especially when it comes to the mainline games, as it mostly just majorly focuses on Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Eggman, with the occasional appearance of characters such as Silver, Team Dark, the Chaotix, and occasionally Blaze. Thinking about it, while mainline games are probably best to keep focused and not try to cram as many characters into something, finding a nice balance, I think having more characters around wouldn't necessarily take away from the focus of the story. Including the IDW cast of characters in games as, say, NPCs, or being just a little bit more involved with what the main cast is doing, shouldn't feel unnatural. It should feel natural. And starting small is probably the best approach to take with this. Tangle and Whisper are just the beginning. We can see the seeds being planted to allow for other characters from the IDW side of things to be represented as well. The most recent Tales Tube episode featuring Tangle and Whisper ends on a note that I personally would like to talk about.
Oh! Who else is coming? No! Let me guess. General? Jewel? Lanolin?
Tangle.
Belle? Clutch? No, never. He's a jerk.
Tangle.
Vanilla? Surge? Kit?
Tangle.
I've talked about this with some friends, and the thing that sticks out the most isn't the fact that Tangle lists all these characters, but the specific keyword that was used before name-dropping some of these characters. Who else is coming? This has to have more meaning to it outside of just Tangle imagining who could be next to join in on the Crossworlds race. I don't think Sonic Team would have approved of this type of question to be asked if they weren't looking to potentially use it as a way to gauge interest amongst the characters Tangle had said. And while it would 100% be a no-brainer to put more Sonic characters in a Sonic racing game, hence why the Tangle and Whisper Festival had a lot more people playing it as opposed to a normal crossover festival, I think they are genuinely interested in seeing how people would have reacted to hearing the options of what they themselves could potentially be wanting to bring into the game. We had big name drops such as General and Vanilla, but also Jewel, Clutch, Belle, Surge, Kit, and Lanolin. Two already established characters in the game universe lined up alongside 6 that are primarily only ever seen in the comics. I think that this should be a sign for something much more to come in the future. These characters aren't just tied to the comics anymore. They're wanting to expand them out into the majorly already established gaming universe. And again, if you ask me, I find that to be really exciting. I'm obviously really excited that Tangle is getting a spotlight, but I'm also just really excited to see more of these characters and more things. Another piece of media that recently has really expanded the universe more is the ongoing podcast, The Chaotix Case Files, and this is something that I hope to really see more of, not just with the Chaotix, but with other characters from this universe as well. The Chaotix Case Files is probably one of the most well-written and well-directed things I've heard from Sonic in a hot minute, and what makes it even more exciting about this is that it's not even Sonic focused. While yes, Sonic is presented in it, the major focus is on these characters that we barely ever heard full-on conversations with in what feels like ages. These things give me hope, and maybe just a little bit of copium, that we're really getting into something much larger, or seeing the building blocks for something much larger happening with Sonic. And dare I say and believe that with these characters getting spotlights, being more involved with major things within the Sonic universe, it opens the door for not just the newer cast of characters, but potentially even older characters as well, that may seem to have been forgotten, or just outright never shown the light of day. This new direction for Sonic is something that I think that's been needed for quite a long while now. It's showing confidence in not only just the wide range of characters that they have, but in the overall brand and franchise as well. I'm really hopeful that this will be a way to go more in depth with these characters and open the door for older characters and revitalize the universe that Sonic the Hedgehog is home to. What are your thoughts on this situation? Let me know in the comments down below. The next video that I'm working on is Tangle focused. Who would have guessed? I'm not really sure how long it's going to be put together, as I do want to sort of make it more of a deep dive conversation compared to my last video, and this video surely was much more of a deep dive as well, which if you haven't seen that one already, be sure to go and check that out, as it was very personal to me and I felt like I really connected with a lot of people on it, so I appreciate all the support that I've been getting recently. I'm looking forward to the future of Sonic the Hedgehog, as I'm sure many of you watching are as well. While I know that seeing characters from IDW becoming canon may rub some the wrong way, I think it is an opportunity to approach it with an open mind and think of just what the possibilities could be outside of just these new characters that have been around the main cast for 8 years at this point. I'm in the firm belief that Sonic Team knows what they're trying to do, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we see more and more of these characters popping up. Even if they don't make it into the next mainline game, these characters 100% belong to the Sonic universe, and they've got a lot of potential. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, feel free to share to keep the conversation going. Thank you so much for watching.